What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Beyond the Blacktop podcast. I wouldn't count this as a full episode. I'd say this is more like 17.5. As you can see, it is only me, my co-host, Kodey. He had some work things that he had to do. Breon is also preoccupied. So we haven't recorded in a few weeks, so I decided, the show must go on. So I decided to make a little video. It's not gonna be too long. I'm not gonna go into too much details, since I ain't got my guys with me. But I really wanted to talk about some things that have happened. Cause I know last week I posted our first in-person video. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It was pretty good. And so we haven't talked about anything recent, So there's four things I wanna touch base on a little bit, talk, you know, tell y'all what I think about what's going on in the sports world. Those things include Alex Ovechkin beating or surpassing Wayne Gretzky with the most goals in NHL history. I want to talk about the Rory McIlroy winning the Masters. I want to talk about a little bit about the WNBA draft, and then the NBA in playoffs are starting this upcoming weekend. I'm pissed about that because the Bulls played like straight garbage yesterday, but I'll get there when I get there. So starting off with hockey and golf, shout out to Alex Ovechkin, man. That man has been playing at a high level for 20 years, man. And a lot of y'all probably saw it, but when that happened on ESPN, PK Subban and Shannon Sharp got into an argument over LeBron and which is more important, which is more impressive, the most points in NBA history and the most goals in NHL history. And you know what? I gotta say NHL. Most goals in history, that's gotta be more impressive. Cause I forgot the number. I think it's like 870. So somewhere around there. I'm sorry, I don't got the statistics on me right now. I could probably pull it up. I ain't gonna do that. But that's got to be more impressive. Like, shout out to LeBron. He's still doing it. 41, 40 years old. He still got that's impressive. Don't get me wrong. But hockey is so much more physical. Dudes are losing teeth, slamming into people at like 30 miles an hour, 25, like going fat on ice too, the hardest surface in the world to be playing on. And he had the most goal in NHL history. That's impressive. And to do it for 20 years, even more impressive, bro. Like, shout out to him. That's a hell of an achievement, and I'm happy for him. Secondly, Mr. McIlroy finally got his Masters win after choking it up about 10 years ago. I ain't gonna lie. I was watching the Masters. I had to pull it up while I was on the game. He was up 3 strokes, and when he choked it, I was like, not again. He always does this. What was it? It was like the PGA Championship or the U.S. Open like 6 months ago, 4 months ago. He choked it to Bryson DeChambeau. And then that 10 years ago at the Masters, he was up by like 5 strokes or whatever tourney it was or whatever, and he choked it back then too. And I was like, oh no, history is doomed to repeat itself here. But he got on his P's and Q's, and he locked in, and he won that thing. And there was a tweet, I forgot who it was on Barstool Sports, but he said, man, Rory McIlroy has hit like 4 of the best shots I have ever seen and 2 of the worst shots I've ever seen in the span of like 15 minutes. And couldn't have been more true. Because that man was hitting shot, man, putting on the green like it was nothing. But then, for some reason or another, shanked that hoe. Or just, I don't know what he was doing. But none of that matters. Because he won. As long as he beat Bryson DeChambeau, that's all I care about. I don't even like Bryson. I don't even know why I don't like Bryson DeChambeau. I just don't like the man. He just looked like an unlikable guy. Sorry, Bryson. You're probably a good dude. All right. Moving on to basketball. I told you, we're going through these. It's going to be a short video because I ain't got my guys with me, but I wanted to touch base on these things. So moving on to basketball. WNBA Draft was on for Monday. Shout out to Paige Beckers getting drafted overall, number 1 overall to the Dallas Wings. I believe she's a bucket. She hooped this past March Madness. Congratulations on our championship too. Congratulations on Florida for their championship. I called it. I had them winning my bracket. But back to the WNBA draft. It was kind of a weird draft because everybody knew that Paige Beckers was going first. No one really knew where Haley Van Lith was. I thought Haley Van Lith kind of dropped a little bit, in my opinion. I thought she was going to go sooner. But it was weird because a lot of girls in college who could have came out of college this year and gone to the draft decided to stay for that 5th option. And it was just maybe they're waiting for that CBA or that contract that WNBA is waiting to sign with, like television contracts or whatnot. Maybe they're waiting for that to get more money, or maybe they're just making enough NIL that they could just like, you know what, I'm gonna just stay in college. But I thought there wasn't as much talent. Obviously, there wasn't as much talent last year as there was this year. But that French girl is a problem. A problem. She's 6'6", can dunk it with ease. I want to see who the first person to get dunked on is. I'm not going to lie. I will pay good money to see her dunk. See the first posterizer in WNBA history. I want to see it. I want to see. Because it's going to be crazy. It's going to go viral. Oh, we already know. Some brave soul is going to see her coming off the screen or rolling to the basket, and they're going to be like, you know what, I got this. Then they ain't got it. Trust me, I've been there. You never got it. You going to get dunked on, and it's going to be hilarious. And I just can't wait. It's going to be a fun WNBA season. The Aces are going to be good the Aces are going to be straight because I'm not good with names. I'm sorry. I could probably look it up. I ain't going to. They just acquired a good guard. Ace is always going to be good because of Asia Wilson. The Fever got Dewana Bonner, another guard, 2 guards, Sophia Cunningham from, I think, the Connecticut Sun, another guard. Can't remember. Sorry. And then the new team, the Valkyries, Golden State Valkyries, first inaugural season, so I hope they do well. They probably not. No offense, but hey, I'm hoping for everybody's success nowadays. But the one confusing thing, I guess, not much of a question, that confused me in the draft was the Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky is I'm a Chicago fan, so I'm a root for him, but I was confused as to what they were thinking in their draft because the first person they drafted, power forward, 6'4" power forward. Maybe they got her for her shooting. Not too sure about that. They got Haley Van Lith, which was very much needed. They needed a guard that could score. But then they drafted like another like center or forward, and I'm just like, why? You have Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso already. They already clog up the paint as it is because neither one of them can shoot. Hopefully, Angel Reese can figure that out and could become a better shooter. But they clog up the paint so much. And because Angel Reese can't stretch out the floor, their offense becomes congested. And that addition of 2 more forwards or 1 center and 1 forward, I don't see how that helps them. It doesn't. They needed I would have got guards. I'd have just got guards, actually. We need guards. We got Angel Reese and Camila. We got a 6'7", 6'4". We straight. We got a girl that can grab any rebound she wants, and we got a 6'7" girl that could, move you in the paint if she wants. Offensive power. We need more offensive power, which is why I like hitting Haley Van Lith. But we needed more. I'm confused. Maybe they see the vision that I don't. So hopefully that pans out. Now, moving on to the big topic. I really wish my guys were here. So I'm going to leave the more in detail talks for next week. Moving on to the NBA playoffs. I'm sad. You know what I'm saying? I'm sad. The Bulls already lost, so it's like, what's the point anymore? What is my reasoning to continue to? Nah, I'm messing around. I'm fucking around. Man, the Bulls suck. I hope they fire Billy Donovan. Well, I don't hope. He's all right. But we've been mediocre for so long. I just hope that the Bulls change something up. But with this first look at the Eastern Conference, I got, Eastern Conference is kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. It looks kind of boring. The matchups we got: the Pacers versus the Bucks, the Knicks versus the Pistons, the Celtics versus the Magic, and then the Cavaliers versus whoever wins out of the Atlanta Hawks and the I think it's who is it? Atlanta Hawks. In the Heat. And then on the Western Conference is where it gets a little bit more fun. We got the Nuggets versus the Clippers, which is an interesting, very interesting matchup. The Lakers versus the Timberwolves, the Rockets versus the Warriors, and then we got the Thunder playing whoever wins the Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies matchup. So my overall thoughts on these is I can't wait. This is exciting, mainly because the Western Conference is just so packed, full of great teams. The Clippers came on strong this season. Ivan Zubac is up for Defensive Player of the Year. The man's been playing outside of his mind defensively, and now he's got to guard the Joker. So that's gonna be one heck of a matchup. The Lakers versus the Timberwolves is going to be fun because Anthony Edwards is already like, man, they count us out already? Good, I love it. I love being the underdog. I hope y'all count us out because I'm about to hoop. Because this year, my man was shooting from three. And you know what? I think the Timberwolves kind of underrated in this matchup. I think they kind of match up well, but their only fault, Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is terrible. I wouldn't hate is a strong word, but I dislike Rudy Gobert. I don't think he's good defensively. Offensively, he's atrocious. I don't know how he's won 4 Defensive Player of the Years. I don't even know. Because when he switches onto a guard off a screen, it's raps. You getting anything you want with Rudy Gobert out there. Now, this Rockets versus Warriors is going to be a testament or not an experiment, but it's going to show us what's more important, youth and skill or seasoned veterans. Because that's exactly what this is. This is seasoned veterans versus youthful skill. The Rockets balled out. Ime Udoka got these young cats playing outside their minds. They're the second seed, and for some reason I feel like they're not getting talked about enough. However, on the other side of that coin, we got the Golden State Warriors with Steph, Jimmy Buckets, and Draymond Green. And they got some young guys, too, that come off the bench. Pajemski, the tall dude Post, I think his name is. He's good, too. And, man, I know they're the 7th seed, but you can't count the Warriors out, man. Jimmy Butler has made the Warriors much better than everybody thought he would. Because he's the grimy player to go along with Draymond. And he plays hard, plays defense hard, goes to the cup hard. He just plays hard. And he brings a level of toughness that the Warriors need. But the Rockets got that firepower. I mean, let me pull up the stats here for a second. I mean, Jalen Green's been playing out great. Averages 21. Sengun is fantastic. Averages damn near a double-double, I think. Or a 10-7 maybe. Or what is this? 10-9. Or no, 10-10. Averages 10. Beautiful. Fred VanVleet has been a great veteran on the team. Probably brings that vet leadership that they need. They're pretty well coached, but so are the Warriors. I mean, it's just gonna be so fun to watch, man. And I can't wait. You know. And, to round out this small little video, my predictions who I just think is gonna make it to the championship. This may change depending on how what I see out of these first couple of games in the this weekend. But off of what I've seen in the regular season, I got the Celtics, man. The Celtics are just so good. I got the Celtics going to the championship. My bad. Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't even talk about the Eastern Conference. The only reason I didn't is because it's just so boring. I'm like no disrespect, but like Pacers versus Bucks, boring. I ain't interesting, absolutely not. No offense to them, but they're not very exciting teams to watch play. However, I do believe since Damian Lillard magically, dealt with that blood clot, they do have a pretty good chance of beating the Pacers. The Knicks have been playing really well, pretty good basketball. I sometimes forget that they do have Karl Anthony Towns, so they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. The Pistons, shout out to their coach. I don't remember his name, but they made a quick turnaround this year. With they were trash last year. They was terrible. They were like 3-17 at one point. It felt like, but they made a turnaround like a mug this year. Came in the 6th seed, but I do believe the Knicks might have that one. Now the Celtics and the Magic, I'm gonna give them a gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's sweep. The Orlando will get one. They gonna get one. But then after that, it's wraps. They're not winning that. But the Cavaliers are the interesting team in this playoffs because they play so good. Because Devin Mitchell has been playing great. Evan Mobley has been playing outside his mind. He's playing so good. However, I don't think he should win Most Improved Player. It should be Norman Powell. But that's besides the point. And, whoever they have to play out of that play-in game, they're definitely going to win. And the Eastern Conference is just not as interesting as the Western Conference, as I have said multiple times already. But if I had to choose my two favorite teams to win it all, I would have to pick the Celtics and the Thunder, man. I want so very much for the Thunder to be successful. I love the young group of guys. Shea is killing it, even though I don't think he'll be the MVP. He's killing it. Chet Holmgren, J-Dub has been playing so good. It's just going to be so much fun, man. And I can't wait to talk about it next week. That has been episode 17.5, my little episode, man. I just wanted to talk to y'all real quick. And you know what? We will see y'all next week. Peace.